Coming up, we'll tell you what a Madison County judge said to a man charged with killing a police officer as she set his bond at $2.5 million.
Dozens of first responders helped bring home the body of a Nicholasville paramedic.
A lot of clouds, scattered showers across the Bluegrass State. We're kicking off a very active weather week. I'm tracking the possibility of strong or severe thunderstorms just ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. It's a wet start to the work week. Here's a live look at our sky cam on the Morehead State University campus, which is one of the warmer spots right now, near 60 degrees. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast, and Chris, temperatures are all over the place.
Yeah, they really are. We've got 40s for areas seeing the rain, and outside of the rain, we're pushing towards 60, as you were just showing, into Morehead State. Lexington, kind of somewhere in between. We've had some lighter showers on and off throughout the day. The heavier rains, though, have been bypassing the area, allowing that temperature to hit the low 50s, up to 54 as of now. Humidity actually not bad at 59%. Winds are coming out of the northeast at around 8 miles an hour, with an area of low pressure that is just off to our east. Though watch the flow of rain, and you can see it kind of split. We had some heavier rains across eastern Kentucky, now heading into parts of West Virginia. Another round of heavy rain right up the I-65 corridor, and sandwiched in between, more in the way of just some general scattered showers across parts of the Lexington metro. Though we look to our south, there's a little bit of sun trying to break out here into southern Kentucky. A couple of storm systems, one on the coast of the Carolinas, another down into Florida. Those two are kind of combining forces, if you will, to throw at least an isolated shower or two out there this evening. It is still breezy. Temperatures will chill down through the 40s. We'll take a look at traffic and see if the rain is impacting that commute coming up here in just a little bit. And also a 7-day forecast, Jennifer, that will have those big changes by the middle of the week. Heavy thunderstorms a possibility.
We'll see you in 15 minutes, Chris. As family, friends, and fellow law enforcement prepare to say goodbye to Officer Daniel Ellis tomorrow, today his accused killer had his first court hearing. Raleigh Sizemore is charged with murder and 2 counts of attempted murder of a police officer, among other charges, for the shooting in Richmond last Wednesday. Officer Ellis was investigating a robbery when police say Sizemore shot him. Gregory Ratliff, Carl Banks, and Rita Creech also face charges. Victor Puente tells us what happened today in a Madison County courtroom. It's our top story at 4.
These defendants appeared by video this morning for their arraignments. 3 from the Madison County Detention Center, and the 4th, Raleigh Sizemore, from the Kentucky State Reformatory in LaGrange. Sizemore was taken back to LaGrange because he was out on parole when he was charged with killing Officer Daniel Ellis last week. The courtroom was filled with law enforcement during the arraignments, including Richmond's Chief of Police, Larry Brock. Sizemore is charged with murder of a police officer, 2 counts of attempted murder of a police officer, unlawful imprisonment, and robbery. His bond was set at $2.5 million. Gregory Ratliff is charged with complicity to murder. Police say he led Ellis into his apartment where the officer was shot. His bond is $2 million. Police say Carl Banks was driving the van and Rita Creech was in the passenger seat during the attempted robbery that led police to Ratliff's apartment. They're both facing robbery charges. All 4 had not guilty pleas entered for them. The county attorney said this case has been tough on everyone involved.
I can't recall in my years of prosecuting a more difficult circumstances. However, we, in light of those circumstances, will have to continue to do what the Commonwealth needs to do, which of course is to fully prosecute all these defendants.
In court today, the judge said the public defender's office may have to find Sizemore another attorney because of a possible conflict of interest. The county attorney told me that's because the victims in his unlawful imprisonment charge are some of his co-defendants who have public defenders. In Richmond, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Visitation for Officer Ellis begins tomorrow afternoon at 2 at Alumni Coliseum on the Eastern Kentucky University campus. His funeral will be there Wednesday morning starting at 11. EKU is canceling classes from 4:45 tomorrow afternoon until 4:30 Wednesday afternoon in honor of the funeral. All Madison County schools, including the Model Lab at EKU, will also be closed Wednesday. Governor Steve Beshear has ordered all flags at state office buildings be lowered to half-staff Wednesday in honor of Officer Ellis. The Richmond community continues showing support for Ellis's family and law enforcement. Some students at the Model Laboratory School on EKU's campus wrote letters thanking the Richmond Police Department. It's part of a lesson recognizing the importance of the brave men and women who serve and protect the community. The letters will go in goodie bags that will be given to Richmond Police. You'll hear from some of the students on WKYT News at 5:30. A Central Kentucky paramedic critically injured in a crash has died. John Mackey was taken off life support today. He was hit by a car last Thursday in downtown Nicholasville. Kristen Kennedy is live at UK Hospital, where dozens of first responders are getting ready to take Mackey's body back home. Kristen?
Jennifer, that procession for John Mackey is expected to begin in less than an hour, and we are expecting a lot of first responders to start lining up and coming here to UK Hospital to participate in that procession. We are expecting anywhere from 30 to 40 vehicles to be part of that. What they're going to do is go down Harrodsburg Road, across to 27 into Jessamine County, and they will end the procession on Main Street, turning into Betts and West Funeral Home. Many of Mackey's co-workers have been keeping vigil by his bedside. They've been with him since Thursday night, when police say a driver hit Mackey when he got out of his vehicle. This has been a very unexpected loss for a tight-knit group of emergency responders.
That's part of this family that we're in, the first responders family, law enforcement, EMS, fire, brothers and sisters, and they stick together and they stand vigil. So it's very important that they move together and do things together as a team.
Friends have set up a GoFundMe page for Mackey, and so far they've been able to raise more than $9,000 for his family. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Betts and West Funeral Home will be handling all of John Mackey's arrangements. An Eastern Kentucky man wanted in a triple shooting has surrendered at Hazard ARH Hospital. State police say Preston Wilson shot David M. Spencer, David L. Spencer, and Brenda Hatton at M&S Log Homes in Wolfe County. David M. Spencer managed to get away and drive to a gas station in Campton to get help.
Yes, I mean, this is kind of a touchy area as far as when it comes to cell service, but as we stated earlier, it is a good thing that he was able to flee the scene.
Brenda Hatton died after the shooting. The Spencers are at UK Hospital. Right now, Wilson is charged with assault. The shootings also led Wolfe County schools to cancel classes today. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. Powell County schools were closed today so teachers and students could attend a 15-year-old's funeral. Jaron Reed died Friday when the truck he was in crashed on Old Highway 15. His friends are making and selling T-shirts in his honor to help raise money for his family. Reed's visitation and funeral was this morning at 11 at Davis and Davis Funeral Home in Stanton. A spokesperson for Powell County Schools says a middle school student was also injured in the crash and remains in the hospital.
It's some of my worst days on the job to have to come in and see our kids in a lot of grief and a lot of sadness going on. It's very difficult for us. The impact for his teachers will be great as well. You know, we can't forget them. We need to support them when they come in, and that empty chair is an unfortunate reminder of what's happened.
We'll have more on a fundraiser being held this week for the Reed family ahead on WKYT. A Southern Kentucky family is hoping a somber anniversary will be a reminder that they are still seeking justice. 6 years ago today, a young Pulaski County man was murdered. No one has been arrested in Kevin Price's death. Price's family and police are still optimistic they will find the answers they're looking for. You'll hear from his grandmother ahead on WKYT News at 5:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. The Missouri University System president, Tim Wolf, resigned today after students, including dozens of football players, called for him to step down. As Steve Nannis reports, the protest centered around race relations on campus and accusations that administrators aren't doing enough to combat racism.
Amid a growing race relations controversy, the president of the University of Missouri System said he's resigning.
The frustration and anger that I see is clear, real, and I don't doubt it for a second.
At the center of it all, claims of inaction. Black student leaders say despite overt displays of racism at the school, administrators did nothing to deal with the issue on the overwhelmingly white main campus. The growing divide was evident in this video taken by a student and posted to Twitter on Friday.
What do you think systematic oppression is?
Systematic oppression is because you don't believe that you have the equal opportunity for success.
You don't believe.
In his speech, Wolf mentioned Jonathan Butler, a student who began a hunger strike last week, calling for change.
This is the beginning. We still have a lot of healing that needs to happen on campus, but this is a great first step towards change.
Butler's hunger strike is over, and the school's football team will practice Tuesday and play Saturday after threatening to boycott both. Wolf took responsibility for the lack of action, then asked students and faculty to look to the future.
Use my resignation to heal and start talking again.
Students have called for broader cultural sensitivity training, more minority staff members, and other changes. Requests school administrators said were under consideration. I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
Stocks tumble on fears that interest rates are going up. The Dow plunged 180 points today to close at 17,730. The Nasdaq lost 52. This Veterans Day, many restaurants and businesses are offering deals to say thanks to veterans and active duty members of the military. The long list includes Applebee's, Denny's, and Red Lobster. Veterans can also get a free oil change at Jiffy Lube. We have a complete list of the discounts and freebies. Just go to WKYT.com. Starbucks is whipping up a Christmas discussion over its new holiday cups, with some criticizing the simple design. The cups are plain red without the Christmas ornaments the coffee chain has used in the past. Some call the cups part of a, quote, war on Christmas. One man has even posted a Facebook video that tells customers how to trick baristas into writing Merry Christmas on the cups. Starbucks says the cups are meant to encourage customers to tell Christmas stories in their own way. A Kentucky artist has opened up a shop that puts a new twist on coffee. Tony Davis owns Kentucky Nose Studios in Lexington's Distillery District. He makes art from bourbon barrels and recently started aging coffee beans in those barrels. Despite the aging process, the coffee is non-alcoholic. Davis has several flavors of coffee for sale, including bourbon, caramel bourbon, and for a limited time, bourbon pumpkin spice.
We want to offer a different experience so that people in our community can bring their kids here. You don't have to be 21 to come here.
With coffee beans that are in the middle of the aging process.
Well, getting an overall view of Lexington traffic flow this afternoon, we can see the interstate looks decent. No major issues right now on the circle, and no reports of any collisions working, so that's covering us here in the metro area. As far as our drive times are concerned, if you're headed out of town, there you go. It looks like we're okay to Winchester, Georgetown. No problems into Mount Sterling. It's normal traffic flow towards Frankfort. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Officer Don. Some businesses that help people feel good are doing good by teaming up with charities.
Deanne Stevens out and about today at Cycle U in Lexington to tell us what they are doing. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are at the all-new Cycle U Lexington. If you haven't had the opportunity to check this place out, you got to see it. Located right on Midland near Thoroughbred Park. We know this girl, Noelle Dick, with us. And Miss Noelle, your place is fabulous. And I mean, we've seen the classes that you guys have offered over the last, how long has Cycle U been open now?
3 years now. 3 years.
You continue to grow, but what you're doing and giving back to the community is why we are here today.
We are so excited to have you here. We have decided, since the community has been so great to us, that we want to give back each month. So every month we're going to be picking a charity to help, and this month it's the American Diabetes Association, because we know in Kentucky that that's a big issue here, and there's a lot of people that need to be helped. So we're going to help them with their Kiss the Pig, and we're very excited about that.
Well, we're going to tell you more about Kiss the Pig coming up here in just a little bit, but right now this place has grown. Holy cow, you've gone from what to what here?
We went from about 7,000 square feet to 14,000. Fit came and joined us, which is a great full body interval workout, so we're so happy to have them. But we are so excited because we were able to take this old wonderful building and make it new again, and that's so cool here in Lexington. Lexington's becoming hot and trendy, and we feel like we've got a lot of great things here for people to do.
You have awesome classes that are offered here. Tell us about them.
Well, we concentrate on mind, body, spirit. We want people, when you walk into Cycle U, to not feel like this is a gym, this is a home. And our workouts concentrate on making you mentally crave what we do. They're going to motivate you, they're going to make you feel better about where you're at, and you're going to sweat a lot, and you're just going to, everything's going to change and change to be the best version of yourself.
I can tell you feel a lot better leaving than coming in the doors here, right? You definitely do that. Now, coming up at 4:50, as Noel mentioned, this fabulous thing that they're doing and giving back to the community here at Cycle U, you can participate in too. You don't have to be a cyclist or runner or anything like that. You too can help out. We're going to tell you how you can do that coming up at 4:50. The all-new Cycle U located on Midland Avenue. Come check it out. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
It's time for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A new study finds young adults who drink just one 16-ounce energy drink a day can boost their blood pressure. Researchers say high blood pressure puts teens at an increased risk for heart disease. One way to keep your blood pressure down is to live in a neighborhood considered walking friendly. That's according to a new study from Canadian researchers. Health experts say an active lifestyle can reduce the risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Researchers at the University of Minnesota find young women who weigh themselves frequently are more likely to have low self-esteem and suffer from depression. Body dissatisfaction and weight concerns have been known to lead to eating disorders.